What does money look like to you? Chances are your idea of money is this, but maybe you don't carry cash on you. In that case, your idea of money may be this. Or what if you do all your shopping online? Then your idea of money would be this, not the phone itself, but the data within it. But then what if you trade your phone to get something else? Like a new TV, would the phone be money then? Well, in this video, first we're gonna learn about the importance of money by imagining a world without it. Then we'll define purchasing power, which is what money represents. Finally, we'll go over the 6 characteristics of money to figure out what can and cannot be used as money. Let's get into it. In order to truly appreciate what money is, we first have to imagine a world without it. Imagine that you needed something, like you needed a mechanic to fix your car. How would you convince them to do it without money? Well, the first way, a way that some pessimists would call unrealistic, is to just tell them that you need help and hope that they'll fix it for you as a favor. And then sometime in the future, if you have something they need, you can return the favor. This gift economy style is a way that some historians believe that ancient civilizations may have operated by. People just gifting each other their goods and services out of a sense of caring for each other and their communities. We still see this sometimes today, within families, among close friends, and even among kind-hearted strangers. The second method involves trading or bartering something for the mechanic's services. The mechanic isn't going to fix your car unless you give them something that they want. Like, say, a baseball signed by their favorite baseball player. Bartering is another way that ancient civilizations may have lived and exchanged goods and services. So every time you trade one thing for another, you're honoring that ancient tradition. Here's the problem, though. A gift economy relies on trust. So in a large community where you don't know everybody, it can be hard to trust everyone to give away your goods and services all willy-nilly for free to anyone who asks. And with bartering, what if you don't have the baseball that the mechanic's asking for? Then you'd have to go and find someone who does have it and hope they're willing to trade that for something else that you do have. It could get to be a huge, convoluted mess trying to keep track of who wanted what. Money solves both of those issues. The mechanic doesn't have to trust you because you're giving them something right then and there. And as long as you have money, you have something that the mechanic is willing to trade for. To put it simply, money is both trusted and universal, so it works for everybody. But just having a little money isn't enough. How much you're capable of purchasing with some amount of money is called purchasing power. If you don't have enough purchasing power to pay for the mechanic's services, your car isn't getting fixed. Imagine you want to trick out your patio with some lights, and you only have $50 to spend. At one store, you see a set of yard lights you like that cost $50. That means your purchasing power is worth one set of lights and nothing else. You check a different store, and they have a different set of yard lights for $30. With that $50 in your pocket, you now have enough purchasing power to buy lights and something else. So you've got more purchasing power. So, money represents purchasing power, which can then be exchanged for goods and services, but you have to have enough of it. Which begs the question, what counts as money? Well, for something to be considered money, it has to meet certain criteria. First, money needs to be durable in order to last being passed from one person to another, to another, to another, to another. Like, Could you imagine trying to use a banana as money? It would go rotten in a week. Money also has to be portable so that people can carry it around easily to wherever they need to go. Like a house is plenty durable, but you're gonna have a hard time giving that to the cashier, right? Money is also divisible, meaning that if you have more than you need, you can spend some and keep the rest. Like say you wanted to buy a candy bar for $1.50. You could use a $5 bill to buy it, and that $5 bill would be divided into $1.50 for the candy and $3.50 as change back. Money is also uniform, meaning that the same form of money has the same purchasing power for everybody. $10 in her pocket is the same as $10 in his pocket, which is the same as $10 in my... Money is also in a limited supply, meaning there's only a certain amount of it in circulation at any given point. That's why we're not allowed to make our own money. It's called counterfeiting, and you will go to jail. Even governments have to be careful how much money they print. If they print too much, then the money becomes less limited and therefore less valuable. Finally, money has to be widely accepted and trusted as a payment method. If nobody trusts or accepts your money, it's going to be pretty useless. As the world has changed and technology has evolved, different items have met these criteria and have been used as money. So, in the next video, we're going to take a trip through time and explore all the different forms of money and financial exchange that have existed in the past, see what it looks like today, and imagine what money might look like in the future. See you then.